Hello guys, myself is JK. Today we are going to discuss about another important concept related to thermodynamics. In that point of view, we are going to start with the phase. What is the phase? Based on the phase, how we are going to classify the systems, and after that we are going to discuss about what is the energy in translation. These concepts we are going to cover in this lecture. Let's start with the phase. How we are define the phase? If any quantity of matter is homogeneous or uniform throughout in physical structure and chemical composition, simply is defined as phase. In the nature, the phases are available in three ways. They are: one is the solid phase, another one is the liquid phase, and finally gaseous phase. So based on these phases, the systems are classified into different ways. Before we are going to discuss about that, let's see once again what is the definition of phases. If any quantity of matter is homogeneous or uniform throughout in physical structure and chemical composition, simply is called a phase. If you find out any matter, it is in the form of uniform throughout its physical structure and chemical composition are uniform, that type of matter is called phase. In the nature, generally the phases are available in three ways. They are: one is the solid one, another one is the liquid phase, and finally gaseous phase. So these three type of phases are available in the nature. Based on these phases and based on the mixture of these phases, phases are simply classified into one phase, and another one is the two phase. The best example for one phase, let us consider a cylinder. In that one, if you are consider any type of gases, any type of two gases, in that form we are available only one phase. For example, the best example for this one phase system, our atmosphere. In that our atmosphere, we have an air. It consists of number of mixture of gases. So that is the best example for one phase. And next one is the two-phase system. In the two-phase system, again we are going to discuss about a single liquid phase, and another one is the double liquid phase. So let's see what is the single liquid phase. If a system consists of two miscible liquids. So that type of system is called single liquid phase system. The best example for single liquid phase system, consider a bowl. Consider a bowl. In that bowl, we are filling with some of milk and another some of filled with water. If you find out, when we are filled with two different liquids, one is the water and another one is the milk, what happened here? Both are very well mixed here. So that type of system is called single liquid phase system. Here we have only one phase, that is the liquid phase. And what about the double liquid phase? So in the double liquid phase, how we are defined that double liquid phase? If a system consists of two immiscible liquids, that type of system is defined double liquid phase. So let us consider another example to understand what is the double liquid phase. Again here I am consider one bowl. So in that bowl I am filled with half amount of water and another half amount of filled with oils. Oil. So what happened here? Here we are considering the two different liquids. When we are mixing these two liquids, there is no possibility they are not mixed very well. So because of here the chemical composition of two liquids are different. So that's why they are not mixed very well. This type of system is called double liquid phase. So this is about the single phase and two phase. On the basis of phases, systems are classified into mainly two types. One is the homogeneous system and another one is the heterogeneous system. Let's see what is the homogeneous system and heterogeneous system. Homogeneous system. A system consists of only single phase. So that type of system is called homogeneous system. It consists of only one phase. Simply they are defined homogeneous systems. So what is the best example for homogeneous systems? In the best example point of view, where consider the mixture of water and nitric acid is the best example for homogeneous system. So let's see here. One is here consider the water and another one is the nitric acid. When we are mixing these two, we get the only one phase. So that type of systems is called homogeneous systems. And next another one is the heterogeneous system. A system consists of two or more phases is called simply heterogeneous system. it consists of two or more phases is called heterogeneous system. So what is the best example for heterogeneous system? If we find out water with ice floating in it. So if you find out water with ice floating in it, it is the best example for heterogeneous system. Let's see a floating of water water. So in that water we have now some ice bricks. Okay. If you find out here, we are consider here one is the ice and another one is the water. The chemical composition of these two matter is common. Both are the hydrogen related chemical composition. But what about the physical structure? In the point of physical structure, water consists of liquid phase and ice consists of solid phase. What we are defined in the heterogeneous system? It consists of two or more phases. Here we have now two phases. One is the liquid phase and another one is the solid phase. So this type of systems are defined heterogeneous system. So this is about the a definition of phase, and after that based on the phases how the systems are classified. Next we are going to discuss about concept of energy. Next we are going to discuss about energy transfer. Before that, it's better to know what is the energy. Energy, it is the capacity to exert a force from a distance or through a distance is simply defined energy. That energy is expressed in different way of forms. Let's see. It is the capacity to exert a force through a distance. Generally, it is the definition for energy. Let us consider here we have now some amount of weight. Based on the need, it's required to transfer this weight from this place to this area. So how it is possible? We have no different ways to carry this one, but whatever it is a mandatory to carry this one from this place to this area. In that particular activity we required some amount of energy to exert a force through a distance simply is defined energy here. So let's see what are the units for energy. Based on the definition, what were defined? To exert a force through a distance. That means simply it is nothing but the a product of force into that distance. So what we get here, what are the units for force? Newtons into, what about the distance? Is the meters. So this is about the unit for energy. When we are converting to what we know, 1 Newton meter is nothing but joule. So this is about the unit of energy. And next we are going to discuss about what is the specific energy. The energy for unit mass is defined as a specific energy. The energy for unit mass is called a specific energy simply. So let us consider the quantity of mass here 1 kg. So what we have defined the specific energy? The energy for unit mass. For carrying that unit 1 kg of mass, so how much amount of energy is required? Simply is called a specific energy. So what are the units for specific energy? So let's see, we know what is the unit for energy? Joule. For unit mass, so for kg. So this is the unit for specific energy, joule per kg. And next we are going to discuss about what is the power. The rate of energy transfer or storage simply is defined as the power. The rate of energy transfer or energy is simply defined power. So let's see what are the units for power. Generally, based on the definition, let us consider energy transfer, the rate. So how much of energy transfer with respect to time? That is the definition. So that's why based on that one. So what are the units for energy? Newton meter per. What about the rate? That means with respect to time. For that second, how much amount of energy is transferred here? So that is equal to what we know, Newton meter is nothing but joule per second. 1 joule per second we are defined as watt. So that's why units of power is simply watts or kilowatts. So this is about the units of power. If you find out how the energy transfer in any type of system, in that point we are mainly focused on in a closed system how the energy is transferred. The energy transfer in closed system and its surroundings, it can be in two ways. They are, one is the work transfer and another one is the heat transfer. Okay. In the next class, we are going to discuss about briefly. So what is the work transfer and what is the heat transfer? How the transaction takes place in a system to its surroundings. So this is about today class.
If you have any queries regarding this lecture, please comment in comment box, and thank you for your watching.